Hey girl, welcome back to my channel. I'm Jasmine and today we're trying the new Laura Mercier Rose Powder. This is Laura Mercier's newest shade in the loose setting powder. I don't think they've dropped a new shade in a while. Now this shade is meant for fair to medium skin tone, so I don't know if I have any business trying it, but today we did test it out. I just wanted to see what it would look like, what it was going to give. So if you want to see what it looks like, how it applied, and my thoughts on it, then keep on watching. So we're going to start with primer. I'm using my Laneige primer. This is the Glowy Makeup Serum Base. I haven't used a Laura Mercier setting powder in a really long time, so I'm excited to try this new shade. I'm using the Dibs contour stick today. This shade is pretty deep, but the way this blends out, it just looks so effortless. I really love this. Both the blush and the contour, actually, I love both, and these smell really good. I'm gonna blend this out. So we're gonna blend out my nose. I don't want it to sit too long. This powder is intended for light to medium skin tones, so not me. But I still want to try it. So I'm gonna try it out. I'm gonna test it out, see how I like it, you know. A few years ago, Laura Mercier dropped the shade Honey, and that's the shade that's intended for medium to deeper skin tones. I'm curious to see if they will drop a deeper pink, just because Laura Mercier doesn't tend to drop new shades that often. I remember it took forever to just get a deeper shade, and then from there it took a while before we got Honey, you know, while other brands were just dropping like 5, 6, 7, 8 shades at once. They take a while. I'm not sure if it's like a quality over quantity situation. Their quality is always top notch, so I can't even be mad. Let's take this out here. Ooh, I went a little too low. We're gonna do concealer. This is Born This Way in Butterscotch. Should I do this shade, or I think I'm gonna mix shades today. Since the powder is a lighter shade, I want to make sure my concealer is not too bright, so I'm gonna actually use Maple today. And maybe we'll do like a hint of Butterscotch. Butterscotch is lighter for me, but I do like it for a brighter under eye look. I'm almost out of this. I need to get a new container. I'm gonna also conceal under my brows while I'm at it, just to define a little more. I like using this type of brush to clean up under my brows. I'm also using a 10x mirror just to make it a lot easier to see what I'm doing. I'm using this Makeup by Mario brush to just blend it out into my eyelid. Since we're trying the new Laura Mercier powder, I figured we would use a foundation from Laura Mercier. This is 5W1 Sienna in the Real Flawless Witless Perfecting Foundation. This was super viral, I think last year, or maybe, yeah, I think last year. Was it this year? I don't know. So we're just gonna blend this out. All right, my concealer has been sitting for about 30 minutes. I'm gonna go ahead and blend it out. All right, let's get into this powder. So the shade is like a peachy pink, and that's kind of how they described it. It's not like the typical pink powder. I'll show you guys the Huda Beauty so you can see the difference. I dusted off some in my hand, and we're gonna take the left over and just apply this. I'm gonna push in lightly, and then we're gonna push in a little bit heavier once we have the area coated. This powder looks pretty good so far. I can see how it was intended for lighter skin tones because it's definitely leaning more like a translucent brightening powder, like super bright. And I'm happy I did use that concealer shade, because had I used the lighter one, it would be very bright. So yeah, but honestly it looks pretty good. Like if you want a brighter look, this is definitely a nice shade. Oh wait, they sent me a puff. They sent a pink puff, so I definitely want to try the pink puff. Okay. I'm gonna bake a little bit with this powder, not too much. Let's do bronzer. We're gonna use the Charlotte Tilbury bronzer. Per usual. I'm not mad at this shade, to be honest. I do need to wipe away this bacon situation because I feel like it's gonna be too bright if I leave it on for any longer. But I think this is a nice shade. I do wonder if they're gonna drop a deeper rose, like a deeper pink. I'm gonna do mascara. I'm using brown mascara today. We did this Giorgio Armani blush in the shade 60. I'm not sure if the camera was on when I did that, but it's this pretty color, really nice. For my lips, I'm gonna use the traced out liner from Fenty Beauty, period. I'm loving this lip liner. It's so beautiful. This one is in the shade Browned Out. And then we're gonna use Fenty Glow for my lip color. So my makeup is done. I did turn down the brightness a little. I didn't realize like it was like really bright. This is the finished result. I really like this powder. I think it's really nice if you're looking for a nice soft peachy pink powder. The formula is always amazing with Laura Mercier powders. It is definitely a mattifying powder, but in my opinion it doesn't look as matte as some of my other powders. It gives almost a natural finish while still mattifying my face. For the longest time this was literally like the only loose setting powder at Sephora, or one of the only ones. So I've loved this powder for a long time, and I think the shade is really nice if you're looking for that soft peachy rose shade. I'm really curious as to how many of you still use Laura Mercier's powder, so comment below if you still use the OG setting powder from Laura Mercier. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.